everyone, Bob here. Welcome to uneven hips and back pain. Your hips are a very complicated ball and socket joint in your body. There are lots of muscles, ligaments, tendons, and bones, not to mention the connective tissues in your hip area, keeping you stable so you don't fall over, and flexible so you can move in every direction imaginable. Your hips do all that. So they need the utmost care and attention, especially as you age and your posture gets poorer and poorer. Yes, we do sit in the car a lot. Yes, we do sit down a lot to watch TV and movies and videos and stuff. You need to pay attention to your posture, whether you're standing, whether you're sitting, or whether you're lying down. Today I'm going to present to you 3 exercises. There's tons of exercises out there to help you keep those hips healthy. They're simple, easy to do, very, very effective if you do them properly and on a regular basis. The first exercise is called the hip dip. If one hip is higher than the other, doesn't matter which one, because of my posture or because of some other reason, I'm going to have problems with my back and there will be pain. I want my hips to be parallel to the floor and parallel to the shoulders. If I took a line and went from one hip through the belly button to the other hip, that line better be parallel to the ground. And if I'm in my best standing posture possible, if I made a line from my shoulder through my collarbone to the other shoulder, that line better be parallel to the hip line to the ground. I have to be conscious of my posture all day long to make sure my hips don't dip. But if they do dip, and I do have that pain and burning and tightening in my back, I just need a step to do the hip dip. And I need to hold on to something, at least I do, to maintain my best posture. So I'm going to put one foot on the edge of the step and the other one off of the step out here. And then I'm going to take the foot that's free of the step and I'm going to lower it a couple of centimeters below the step edge and hold it there. I'll step up. You might not be able to see my head, but you'll be able to see my foot on the edge of the step and the one on the outside of the step in midair. That's the one that's going to go down a couple of centimeters below the step. This leg here, even though my knee might be bent a little bit, I'm trying to keep that leg straight and I want that to hold the load of my body. So I'm going to lower the outside leg a little bit below the other leg, just a couple of centimeters. This is the dip. Now, I did say I don't want you to dip. Well, that's how we're going to strengthen all the muscles in your hip area so that you don't dip. Yes, you breathe deeply. Yes, more oxygen will go into your hip, so you can do that better. I'll do the other side. I'll just turn around, stand with that leg on the step and this one, which is free, nice and tall, and lower that leg a little bit below the step and hold it there. Breathing deeply, doing a dip on this side. Just for a few seconds, depending on the health of your hip and how that feels. If you've got a lot of pain going on and you're doing this, you might not be holding it too long, but you need to do it regularly. This leg is free, it's below the step a little bit, the foot's flat in the air. If you don't need to hold on to something to maintain your balance, that's okay, but make sure you're standing up nice and tall and there's no wobbling going on. Don't forget the breath. You need the breath. Oxygen. In through the nose, out through the mouth. The hip dip. I'm lying on the bed. I've got a little pillow under my head, keeping it in neutral. And I have a broomstick. I took this off of the broom. And I'm going to take this and put it behind one knee and in front of the other. So it either looks like this when I lift my legs up, or if I do the other side, which I'm going to do, it looks like this. And I'm holding on to the stick and I'm trying to keep my legs at right angles, which means my knees are above my hips. Okay? So this leg here is going to push the stick toward me, and this leg here is going to push the stick away so that I can adjust with those very important muscles in my hips, adjust my hips so that there's no tilt. I want them to be even. I'm pushing. It's an isometric, so nothing's moving except my muscles are tense that are doing the pushing. And I breathe normally, but maybe with a little bit of a deep breathing diaphragmatical breath. So I might go maybe 3 times, and then I relax. If I've got a bad back in that it's painful, or it's stiff, or it's burning, I might not be up there that long. Maybe only 1 breath before I switch. So now I just switch around, right? So this comes in front. This goes behind. My knees are above my hips. And I push this one that way, and I push this one toward me to create that tension. You'll feel it in your hips. It doesn't matter what muscles you're working, but you are working the muscles that control your hips and keep them healthy. And of course you're doing those breaths. And then I switch around again. So where did I have that one? That was in front, and this one's going the other way. So remember, this leg's pushing the stick that way. This leg's pushing it this way. The stick's not moving, and it's square with my body. So here I go, push, isometric, and breathe. The more you breathe deeply, the more oxygen you get to those muscles so that you can push harder and get a better result in the strength of the muscles. That's long enough. 1 more. I think this one's got to come this way, and this one's got to go that way. So I'm holding on. And here I go. Push and breathe. Keep the knees above the hips. I'm trying to level out my hips. I don't want any tilt. I don't want one hip higher or one hip lower than the other. I want them on the same plane. And I'm breathing to get that oxygen in. Okay? That's it. The quad, hip flexor stretch. Put the knee down on the mat. Flatten out the foot on the back. This foot is flat. The knee is over top of the ankle. I'm straight from the hips to the top of my head. I'm holding on to something if I need to for balance. And then I simply push this knee over top of my foot, keeping everything else in place. And then I come back to neutral. Push it forward. Hip flexor, or psoas they call it, the psoas muscle. Stretch, strengthen. Quad on this side. Knee over top of the ankle. Keep from the hips to the top of your head. Straight up and down like that. You're trying to keep your hips horizontal, if you put a line through your belly button, horizontal to the floor, and your shoulders horizontal to the floor too if you joined a line from one side to the other. Now, to make it even better, I need oxygen, so I'm going to breathe in through my nose, and as I exhale, I'm pushing my knee over top of my foot, but a little bit forward. Exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, and I control the speed with my breath. So the better I get at breathing in and blowing out even slower, the more strength and stretch I'll get. Okay, here I go. And then very carefully untangle myself here a little bit, switch sides. So the foot at the back is flat, right there. Balancing on my knee on this side. This knee is over top of this ankle. And when I push my knee forward, I'm going to keep the knee over top of the laces, not past my toes. From the waist up, I'm straight. And if I need something here, I put something here and I hold on. Okay, so breathe in through the nose. Good for my quads, good for my psoas or my hip flexor in here. And remember, the hip flexor connects the top of your body to the bottom of your body, and it travels through your hips, but it doesn't hold on to anything there. It holds on to the spine at the top and the leg bone at the bottom as it goes down through here. Hip flexors. Okay? Let's try it one more time just for fun. And remember, if the mat still isn't soft enough for your knee, you can put a little towel or a little pad or something underneath there, but this feels okay for me. Get into my proper posture, do the breath, and exhale and it works my bum too, and all the muscles in my bum. Untangle myself. Quad and hip flexor stretch. Spend about 2 minutes on each exercise each day. That's only 6 minutes to a healthy hip. You can do it.